Hi friends, today we are going to study the Context API. Context API is the state management technique or tool. Using this, we can solve the problem of props drilling. First, we are going to see what is the props drilling problem. In the component tree, I'm drawing the component tree, like one component, like it is a parent component. You can take as it is parent component. In this, it contains these are the component tree. A consists of the B and C. C consists of the D component and B consists of the E component. If you want to pass the A to E directly, we are going to pass the data first from A to B, B to E. It is a concept of the concept called name is called prop drilling. Here also, if you want to pass the data to D directly from A to D, here also we are going to pass the first A to C, then C we are going to pass to D. The concept of prop drilling is hitting. It causes the C also getting your data. In the middleman, in the middle, C and B is getting the data unnecessarily. Without using that, the data is not required for the C and B, but it is getting. We are going to solve this problem using the context API. The context API solves that in the centrally, like in the we are going to create one new component called here state, or here we are going to create the one context. In this context, we are going to attach this. We are going to provide here this context to the A. If you provide A directly to this context, we can access this context. Suppose this is a one context. You can name it also some context called user context. User context. This context contains some user details like user, username, age, gender, and mm, qualification. Like I'm reading qualification. This contains. If you want this context contains, it is a user context. This context consists of the username, age, gender, and qualifications. We are providing this context to the. I'm explaining how to work with this user context. First, how to work with this context. That's why please listen carefully. Uh, First, we are going to provide this context to the like parent component. Then in the child component, where you want to access this component, where you want to where you want to access this context, you can subscribe this on. You can use this concept, use this context using the use context method. Like there is a hook, not is a method. Actually, method only, like a function only. We are going to access the context using the use context. If you want to study, you can see here. Use context is a React hook let you read or subscribe to context from your component. Sorry, suppose you want E component is required to access the username. E component is required to access the username. Here first you need to subscribe to this component using the use context. Then you need to access this username or age or gender or qualification. What you require here in the E component, you can access directly this store. Actually, you can call it as a store also. You can make it as a context or store also. Store also you can call it as here. First, the three things we going to perform. First, we are going to perform first we are going to create the context called, name it as a user context. Then we have to provide this context to the higher level, like a higher component. Then if you want which component is required to access that context, then in that component we have to must and should subscribe to that component or subscribe to that component and access that data. For that, first we are going to, I'm going to the my code editor, my project, the e column, web application, ReactJS, my React hook, my hook. Here open my terminal. Project is there here. In these components, I'm going to create one folder called context. Context. Here I'm going to create. First, I'm going to create one thing called basic context example. Example.jsx. Then I'm going to create user context.js. This is I'm leaving with the JS only. User context.js. User context.js. First, I'm going to write here basic context example. Example. Here I'm going to create the context. For that, first import the create context from the React. Actually, create a context also. Here we are going to create the context. For that, I'm going to use the create context. Create context is the function from the React only. That create, I'm going to name it as a user context equal to create context. Here I'm going to write the data. Username, or you can leave it as empty also. We can update here. Or you can leave it directly empty. Directly empty. You can export this context, export default user context. One more thing also we are going to perform here, providing the data. How to provide this data? For this, export context user provider equal to user context dot provider. There is a method is there. We are exporting this. We are exporting this in the main. I'm in the top level component. In the main component, I'm going to provide this user provider import user provider from the context dot slash components dot slash context slash user context dot js. Here I'm going to import. Then here I'm going to give the values like user values like I'm going to pass here. Okay, but this is the capital name user provider user provider. Here also we are going to change to user provider capital letters. See, now it is enabled. Now it is changes to color. Before it is in the Before it is in the light mode. Now it is changed to colorful because of it is, now it is highlighted because of we have used it. We have did the correct way. We have did the correct way. That's why it is highlighted. It is highlighted. See, we compared with the top this to do container and this user provider. We have not used this one. That's why it is in the like some. See, if you hover on this, see, to do container is declared, but its value is never used. If you see here, it is used. That's why it is in the some darkish color. Here we in the value we are passing the username called some Kiran and age 36. I'm passing then gender male. I'm passing this thing. These three things to the these components. Instead of this app, I'm giving the here basic component example. Basic component example where we can use here we can use. So so here we can use first we are going to create subscribe to the that context. For that use context is coming from the React only. Same how create context like that use context. Here we are inside inside the use context we are going to pass this context. Which context? User context. For that I have exported this as a we have to import here user context. Here we are going to pass the user context. It gives the value. It gives the data or user information. Info. User info. If you see that user information, text 3XL, text center, and BG green 500, text white. These three things we are passing. And if you want to see this data, username, username, user info. This contains of user info dot username and user age and gender. If you want to see that, open the browser. First, run the application. npm run dev. Proper 5173. See, user information you say username Kiran, age 26 and male. Not only this, if you want to or if you want to create one component called, we can create this one in the another component also. In the context only, we are creating one more component called user info dot txt user info dot jsx. Here we are creating this component fc. We are going to copy this one. But previously what we have did, we are going to first write this user info this component. Previously what we have did like we have made this using the uh, user info equal to user info like we have did like this. So user info. Still we can do. Why it is not giving the name, age, and something I am missing. Okay. Is a capital U. This is C. Kiran 26 and May. But we don't want to do like this. We have to do using the instead of subscribing here. Instead of subscribing here, we can subscribe in the user info.jsx only. How we are going to same use context, create use context and uh, user context, pass into the user context. It will gives the user info not required this one is not required, and here this one also, these two things also not required. Okay, this one is not required. User info is required. This one also remove. Okay, see, once refresh this, or we can if you want to restart, Control C and npm run dev. See, if you open the browser, refresh the browser and see username Kiran, age 26 and gender male. It is coming from the user info. We have subscribed here to the store. Store means this one, this user context. Not only this, if you want to create one more thing like uh, theme switcher, like there is a theme switcher or a theme change, theme change, theme change context dot jsx here. Here also same like import create context from the React. For that first theme change context equal to theme change context equal to create context. Here we are going to first pass the, or we can directly, you can directly pass the here false. I'm giving here boolean values. You can give directly here data also. You can pass the null, or you can pass the object, or you can pass the array also according to your wish. I'm passing first here directly false. I'm passing here directly false, or I'm going to pass here two things here. First theme I'm going to pass, or I'm going to leave with the empty. Where we can change here means we can change in the main.js. That's we can while providing the, we can set the values. Here theme change context, export this context, export default theme change. Then export the provider also, export context theme change provider equal to theme change dot provider here. And we are going to create the use context also, export function use, or we can use in the component level also, or we can create directly here also, but no need, no problem, we can create in the for this I'm going to create in the main import theme change provider. In this only we can provide here also theme change provider. Here we can pass the value called, here also we can take, or we can, instead of doing this here, instead of doing the provider here, I'm going to do in the basic context, basic context that example. Here I'm going to pass, we can pass theme change provider theme change provider. Next here, theme, two things, set theme set theme, use state is coming from React. Here we are going to pass, I'm passing the BZ gray 500 and text to white. I'm passing like this. Value, here I'm object in this passing theme and set theme and set theme. In the where we can use this same, like I'm going to create theme or data theme. We can call it as a data theme is equals to use context here, theme change context, use context, and here we can do theme change context into passing data theme dot theme, data theme dot theme. We are accessing there. Remove this one. How did I think rename to XJS file? We are accessing the this one. Actually, we are accessing the theme. We have passed here theme and set theme. We are accessing the this theme using the in the user info. If you see here, go to the browser. See, theme is changed. We can toggle this. We can change also here. For that, I'm going to create one new component. You can take the new component also. Change theme. Change theme dot JSX here. Change theme dot JSX. Import here. Or you can RFCE. RFCE. If you observe in the user info, we have this data theme, or we can use the theme also directly. Here, like this also we can use. No need to import both. No need to here directly we can destructure the this one also. Control Z. Here directly remove this one data the theme, or here remove theme comma set theme. These two things we are going to access from the data theme. But previously we have mentioned here, I'm going to repeating, we have mentioned here data theme here, but instead of we are destructuring here theme, and this contains it contains use context will give here use context of the theme change context. You will give the two things here, where here if you see observe the in the basic context dot example, it will we have passed the value equal to theme comma set the in the form of object. If you access this, we can access the both, but here required one only. That's why I have destructured the theme only. If you observe in the browser also, I think somewhere we have did mistake. Change theme. Okay, now we will see. Restarted the application. Okay, if you see, we have got the this. If you want to change theme, if you here want to change it, first we are going to subscribe to the store means here theme change context.jsx. For that, use context and theme change context. Use context, theme change context here, destructuring here, set the theme, or we can use the button click also. Change theme, class of test white and orange, bg orange 500, px4 and py2 and rounded corner md. We have not imported in the, we are going to import this one in the here, where in the user info, or we can import here also, no problem. If you want to import here also, we can import. What is the name called? Change theme component. Here we can import change theme component. On click of set, on click of here we are going to perform set theme. On click of set theme, here we are going to change to bg white, or we can change, or I'm giving here statically, or we can pass the dynamical also, bg orange 500 and text gray 500. Here give some margin top or margin 10. If you click on this, see, change data is changed here, somewhat right. Once again, if you click on this change theme, we have, it is changed to orange and white. Color is white, orange is color is white, and the background color is orange. Or we can give the dynamical also, input here for this value, not required value, or we can make it as a on change also. E dot set theme of e dot target dot value, instead of this, I'm going to create one state here, state variable value comma set value, use state of empty string set value. After this completion, you can send the value here. If you see, if you send, it will comes to the default. Where is that import? We are going to give some border 2 and border gray, 500 and margin 2 and px 4 and py2 and rounded md. Here you can give the If you want to pass here placeholder also, you can pass placeholder, enter theme, enter theme. If you pass, you can type here bg purple 500 and space, give the space here, text text gray 500. If you change this, can give purple, make it as a spelling correct. To change this text gray, we got console and see that what we have in console value. Console and see what value we are getting. Inspect this. With this all busy purple for purple 500 or 600, 600 text white. You can give like this, text only reflecting. Easy, why it is not reflecting? Then console this theme. User info, we have consoled that. You can pass only one. Correct. So we're not getting PG or orange, PG orange 500, PG orange 500 is getting. PG gray, PG gray. Okay, gray also getting. PG, PG purple is not there. Let's check that. PG purple spelling mistake, I think so. Spelling mistake. Okay, here we got, but why it is not reflecting here? If you change to 500, okay, now it is changed. Okay, 400 is light, I think so. That's why it is not reflecting. If you give text also, right here, change. Okay, now it is reflecting back to orange. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, back to green. See, now it is reflecting. Remove this, and here, if you want to change this uh, text orange, orange 500, BG pink 600. I'm giving here. Change theme by white. BG pink 600. Again, pink also not there. Pink here, there. Friends, I think lag text orange 800, BG EG green 600, 500. I think change. Okay, record here. Red. Try with red. Sorry. Just orange 600, BG red 500. Change theme 600. Like it as a 600. Change theme. Not reacting spontaneously. Purple, purple, pink, pink. Okay, now it is reacted. This I'm going to do here some theme changer. Okay, you have understand this how we have performed the theme changer, the background changer for this uh, using the use context and context API hook. We are going to see in the later classes called how to work with the counter application and how to work with the to do application directly in the uh, without passing the without using the props drilling, like concept of props drilling. We are going to directly go to the and let each and every to do we are going to use the and how to subscribe to the to do. I'm going to create the one to do context, and in that context we are going to how to subscribe to the to do context. We are going to see these two things, these two applications. One is the counter, another one is the to do application. Using this we can perform the we can learn the use context 100%, 100%. If you like my content, please like and subscribe my channel and support my channel.